my laptop and my tablet at home.
Hello, hello, and welcome to the chat.
Welcome.
Come on in. Make sure you put in the comments. Hey. Where are you tuning in from? We have some very special guests today. We have RJ down in the box. He just needs to push enter.
Push enter. Hey, yep. RJ.
All right. So we are here with Will is here with Justin. Hello, Justin. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are y'all?
Wonderful. We are here with Amir, and Amir has Fabian, his wife, with him. Hello, Fabian. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good.
All right. Wonderful. Chanel is here with her guest, RJ. Hello, RJ. How are you?
RJ, can you hear?
He's muted.
Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Unmute your mic.
Yeah. Unmute mic.
Your mic is not connected.
Can't. Their mic isn't connected. His mic isn't connected.
All right. Well, we're gonna give RJ a minute to get his mic connected, and we would like to go ahead and welcome everyone to the chat. This is our season finale. We're super excited about that. We have made it through season 3 with Chanel and Amir. So how do you think it went, guys? How are you feeling about it?
I am still super excited as if it were week 1. I thoroughly enjoyed myself interacting with the team. I mean, it's been great. It's been wonderful.
Yeah, so, for sure.
From when you guys found out that you guys were the selected ones, and I'm sure you started thinking about how it was it easier or harder, about what you expected? What?
I wouldn't say it was harder. I just took the advice from both you and Shanika. You know, you said, be yourself. You know, is unscripted, unfiltered, uncut, have fun. So keeping that in mind, it wasn't difficult. I really enjoyed it.
Good. What about you, Amir?
Yeah, for me, I think it's been great. I mean, to say it was hard or easy, definitely not hard. Definitely, I mean, it was fine. You are both great, and you made it very easy to kind of get into the flow of things. You both gave great advice, and I think we did a great job. I think this is really fun.
Oh, cool. All right, Will, what do you think? How do you think the season went?
You know what? I think it was great. I love the energy. I think I shared with you. I think last show, out of all of them, because I guess I'm the critical one. I always look at every detail. But I think the last episode, which was last week, was my most fun show out of the whole season. Because I just thought that we were comfortable in whatever role we were playing, being ourselves, and then we pushed the envelope. You know, we didn't. Amir said some words that I didn't even think he knew. And you know, we were just raw. We were talking about the essence of what the show was about. You know,
right?
Unscripted, uncut, and I really enjoyed that part. And I think next season is going to be even greater.
Okay. All right. Amazing. All right. And I also thought it you're fine. I also think it went really well. I'm glad that Initially, we were only adding one, and then we decided to go with two. So I'm glad that we did make that decision to do that. And I think it just brought more spice. I think it brought more out of us. It brought more out of us to like share, and like we just had to, because it was. I was nervous at first. Say it again.
You were raw. I don't know what they brought out of you that I didn't, but you were off the hook. You got your little 4-word warning this season. So
I had a minimum of 2 cuss words. That was it.
You had a minimum of 2 curse words?
I had a minimum of 2. And my mom was like, no, that's enough.
So you passed that minimum on episode 1, correct?
That's when she called me. That's what she and you know what she said? She was like, because Amir's mama is watching.
Oh my goodness. Well, I guess
herself. She was more concerned about Amir's mama.
That is hilarious.
Not my mama. My mama not. Okay, but anyway. But yeah, I'm glad that we made the decision to do that and add you all in. And I really think it went well. I am definitely looking forward to season 4. I'm looking forward to our break, but I'm also looking forward to coming back and giving our audience more of what they come here and looking for. So RJ, are you back? Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I had to switch devices, but I got it.
Okay, so welcome to the chat, RJ. Thank you for joining us. I do want to go ahead and welcome Amy and Michelle and Robin. Kia, Robin says, excellent, y'all. I shared the ladies to the ladies lounge. Hey, Kim, thanks for being here. Michelle, you guys exceeded my expectations this season. Amazing. I'm glad of that. So yeah, definitely go ahead and continue to share, continue to follow, continue to like. We are still building up our following, and we definitely want to keep everybody engaged. So please make sure the same way you all participated last week, participate this week, because I think it's going to get a little bit more juicier than this. And I have my liquid courage, and so
yeah.
What are you sipping on? What are you sipping on?
It's some wine and some cranberry juice, some orange juice, But I just, so I just needed some liquid courage. Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, Will, how's it going? Let's go.
Okay, all right. So my whole topic's talking about infidelity, cheating, relationships again. So this chick, I don't know who she is, Megan James. She used to be on Basketball Wives. She's also on Bad Girls, Pretty Girl. But she says, I believe in cheating respectfully, which, hey, I believe in cheating respectfully. She says infidelity isn't a good reason to leave a relationship. So this chick, Megan James, former Basketball Wives and Bad Girls Club, she says she doesn't see cheating as a deal breaker in a relationship. She told her co-stars that while she never give permission to her partner to betray their relationship, I believe in cheating respectfully. So cheating respectfully to me is cheating where I don't find out. That's what I've always said. Is having control over your other women, is using condoms and not having babies. Cheat respectfully, she said. Believe it or not, your man is cheating, but I'm not leaving my man over a one-night stand with a big itch, period. So she said, so what will make her reconsider the relationship? She said she does have a few deal breakers. I'll only leave my man for 3 things. You bring me home an STD, you have a baby, or me, or you have a baby on me, or you gay. She said, everything else is work outable. She said, it's levels to this thing, so don't have no baby on me. So I want to know, do you believe in cheating responsibly? Because I've always said, let me preface this by saying, I've always told Justin, because we always said, we're in this until God calls us home. But I'm a realist. I know for the next, he's 29, I'm 50. I may have 40 more years. That's being, a little bit, generous probably. But I may have 40 more years. He may have 50 more years. And I'm not stupid to think that there's not going to be anybody else that he may ever want to see or whatever. What is that doing? So I'm just saying, if you go out there and do something, just don't let me find out about it. That's when it's going to get dirty. That's when it's going, you're going to see claws come out and everything like that. Just don't let me find out about it. Now, last week you said something to me. I don't know if you were joking or not. You said that I told you that you can do it, but just don't let me find out about it. That's not what I was saying at all. I'm saying that I'm a realist to know that you might do something in these next 40 to 50 years, but just your best bet is not to let me find out about it.
Well, the reality of it is this, to be quite honest. I think that that's everybody's philosophy unsaid. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you gonna cheat, just don't let me find out about it. I think that's everybody. I think, to be honest, that's everybody's thought. Because like, once you find out about it, it's like, okay, now we open with it. It's like, as long as I didn't know, or even if I speculated, but I didn't really know, then like that's what it is. Unfortunately, I think that that's everybody's mentality, and I think that more often than not that there's a lot more women like her that say, okay, just don't bring me home a baby, don't bring home STD, and don't be gay or whatever. I think that there's a lot more women who may not want to admit to it, but I do think that there's a lot of women who feel that way. Now, what I don't agree with what she said is like, why does it always have to end up being the other woman's fault? Because I feel like, as it said, like this person knows that they're with you. So like, why you didn't say nothing about him? Like, I'm still gonna be with his cheating ass. Like, you ain't saying nothing about him. You like, I ain't messing up my marriage over this bitch. Like, what? I'm just bothered by that because you didn't say nothing. That's the problem that I have with people who are like, oh, I'm mad at this bitch. Like, but you ain't said 2 words to his ass. You ain't said nothing to him. Let's go home. Like, I'm just,
Ooh.
Well,
Okay.
I'm over here. Oh, go ahead, Chanel.
I'm trying. I'm trying to get to where she is. I'm conflicted. I have old-fashioned values, and I'm still on I want my own. I want to be all he wants. I don't want him to have eyes for anybody else. But then on the other side, I'm trying to get where she is because it appears as though it's more likely that people are going to know. So I'm like in the middle. I want to be that girl. It's going to be this, that, and that. I want to sit up at home. But I still believe in it's just somebody for you. That will have eyes for you. But I do agree with there's a respectful way and a disrespectful way to go about it. I do believe that, bed and some men just get all right, they don't care, they don't social. I do think that's in your place, but I think that is too much. So I agree that there is a respectful way to do it, but I'm still on the line about which way.
But nowadays, unfortunately, there is no. I'm just saying. I don't feel like it's a respectful way to do it because the females now they want everybody to know. They friends with your mama. They friends with your sister. Like you're not supposed to be bringing your side chick around to your people's house. Like you're not supposed to be doing all that. Like back in the day, it's like back in the day, you had your wife wherever y'all lived, and then you came to wherever your side piece lived, and you bought her groceries, you took care of her kids, you brought her money on Saturdays, and
that's what I'm used to. You keep it away from home.
Right.
You hide that. You hide that. So that's what I mean when I say I do agree that there is a disrespectful way and a respectful way. Like I just feel like it should be hidden. It should be off to under the rug.
So in that case, Derek Jackson was respectfully cheating on his wife because he kept it away from her, didn't he?
Well,
she found out. It becomes disrespectful when she finds out.
Right.
In that case, it's always disrespectful.
Well,
in my opinion.
I think it becomes more disrespectful. Amir, like, come on now, like, what is the difference? There's a difference between having a side chick and you just ordering in at her house. And having a side chick and you prancing her around that restaurant. There is a difference.
But I disagree with the whole thing.
What's up, Justin?
Go ahead, Justin.
Cheating, just go ahead and tell me you out there cheating. The reason being, 9 times out of 10, somebody gonna come back and tell your spouse you out there cheating and they're gonna have evidence. And that's a whole nother can of worms. Because first of all, was you using protection? What have you brought back to this house that you ain't told me about? If I know you ain't got nothing, I ain't got no concern to go to the doctor. Now, at this point, you put my life in jeopardy. Not only you put my life in jeopardy, you put my house in jeopardy. And I'm going to beat your ass and the other person's ass. Excuse my language. Because if they know you married and they doing this shit, they fucked up.
Oh my!
And half of the time it's somebody that you're supposed to know and they smiling in your damn face. If I find out who you are, my 9mm gonna come for your ass.
Somebody turn this into a GIF, please.
I'm just
Somebody
saying.
capture this.
Okay, so first, it is disrespectful. But the question is, as she said, it is disrespectful. Regardless, I mean, like, regardless if you're cheating respectfully, it's still disrespectful. But the question is, it is still disrespectful. But as being a realist, I feel like as a realist,
That's the word.
it may it's going to. I am not saying it's going to happen, but there's a possibility that it will happen. And is it worth your marriage being over, or is it worth your marriage? Because I don't even want to say relationship, because I feel like if you're in a relationship with a person, then it's just like, okay, but is it worth your marriage ending because you cheated? And I do think that there are people who, like, after one time, it's like, okay, like let's go to counseling, let's get this out. Now, after like 2 and 3 times after that, it becomes a situation. But I would be number one, I would be foolish to even think, because my husband is very nice looking. I would be foolish to think that ain't nobody looking at him and he ain't looking at nobody. You got eyes.
Right.
I just want to talk to you about people like, don't you think she cute? No, look at her booty. Like,
well, we can get them butts together, baby. We can look at them butts together.
Now hold on. What did you have to say?
No, so I was saying, like, if the other person knows or they have an understanding, for me, that's no longer cheating. Then y'all have an arrangement.
Yeah.
An arrangement is different from, okay, you cheating and, like, there's some form of deception in there. But if you cool with it, that's y'all's relationship. That's your dynamic,
Right. To me, it's sort of like Will and Justin. I mean, like you said, if Justin was saying, "Oh, well, you told me I could cheat as long as you didn't find out," I mean, that sounds like an arrangement, but clearly that wasn't okay.
That's an arrangement. See, you got it wrong. So you
Right.
do that? You got it wrong. That's not what I'm saying.
Hold on. He ain't got to worry about me cheating, but this is me. If you gonna go out there and cheat and you're gonna do it more than one time, you must well just sit down with your spouse. Can we have an open marriage? Can we bring somebody in the house? I'm just saying that because.
But are you going to agree to that? Are you?
No,
Are you
Scorpio. Hell no, I ain't agreeing.
So why would we have this conversation and then our whole marriage be over?
Right, because then you're gonna assume that I'm cheating. I was honest enough to bring it to you. You're like, hell no. So then every time I step out the door, you're gonna be like, are you cheating? You was cheating. You went over. You was cheating. You was gone a long time. You was cheating. So then you can't say, let's have a conversation about it, and then on the other side be like, okay, well, hell no, you're not gonna do that. Like, no, we're not gonna do that.
Now, with the original scenario, I think you said that she was okay with him cheating as long as he didn't bring home a baby.
She just didn't want to know about it.
But she said bringing home a baby, bringing an STD, and something else, right?
Yeah, but
he's gay. So I'm just like, those are all the things of him cheating, right? I mean, that's what comes with cheating, in my opinion.
Well, it seems like what she's saying is, as long as you don't like super embarrass me, like stuff that can be tracked and traced, we're good. That's what it sounds like to me. What she's saying.
Okay, we have some comments. Kids. Oh, let's see. No, let's go back up. Michelle says, I definitely agree that being upset with the other man / woman is crazy. Your spouse is the one who is accountable.
Kia
says, okay, she's talking about Chanel being on vacation. Okay, Michelle says, men have sister wives that know about each other now. Rosalind says, there are no levels to disrespect. It's just disrespect.
She could go up all the way to Kia.
Oh, Kia says, I don't believe in cheating until the casket drops. However, if you cheat, why put me in danger? Why are you out here raw dogging it? Bringing me home STDs and AIDS and shit, or bringing home a baby on me. Have some respect for me. I mean, and I totally get it, but I also know of people who all that has happened to, and they still with the person that they're with.
Me
There's
too.
a person who has done that to them.
And I ask them all the time, just help me understand how you can remain. Like, I don't understand it.
Right. So RJ, what do you? It's RJ, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. What do you think?
RJ, can you hear? We might gotta cut RJ.
Oh, he may have been frozen. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's definitely
Yes, it's
crazy.
RJ.
I
Can you all-
oh, here you
Well,
go.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, can you hear
We
me?
hear
Okay. There's
Yes, come on.
Oh, you
what
can.
gotta say?
depends on relationship I think defines its people.
Okay, we can't hear RJ.
Yeah, he's a little
RJ,
choppy.
you're breaking up. You're choppy.
Okay, so this is the second part to the question. So, if your significant other did have a mix-up, we got drunk, something happened, whatever, would you want to know?
Wow.
Yes.
So you can be pissed off. Why would you want to know?
If you want to have a one night stands, it's best to tell me.
Why?
And the reason being, 9 times out of 10, if you was drunk, you probably didn't use protection. I don't know that dirty bitch that you lay down with. Excuse my language. We both need to go to
Do
the
you know
doctor.
something? What is going on?
No, I'm just saying. If you went out there, you guys, even me, if I would have did it, you should tell me we're going to the darn doctor. Your ass was dirty. You shouldn't have laid there for no one night stands. And to me, don't blame it on the alcohol. You did it because you wanted to do it. You just drank a couple of alcohol shots and said the alcohol did it. You was already on it probably, and you know you was on the sleep with that person, so you went on ahead and did it. So just be honest.
Who idea was
Here's some comments. Here's some comments. Amy says, just tell the truth. Tell me if you're cheating, and then we go from there. Then at that point, I can make a conscious decision as to what the next step I will make. Felicia said thumbs up. She also said someone has got to have God. He was like, yes. Katrina says, can't hear. Felicia, RJ, okay. Katrina, not the dirty bitch. Justin is too funny. Amy says, yes, I want to know. Just be honest with each other in the relationship. But okay, so with that being said, I think that if people were more comfortable with one another to be able to speak on those things, that it would make things a lot easier. But people aren't comfortable enough to hear the truth, the other person's truth. I think that people have this idea of the person that you marry. So you have an idea of the person that you marry, and then you choose not to dig deeper into the person, who that person really is. Especially when you get married, and when you get married really young, people grow, and maybe you are comfortable enough to tell the other person who you really are, and maybe you aren't. And maybe you have suppressed some things of the person that you really are. But I think that those doors are not always open for people to be honest about who they really are, what they really like, what they really want to do. And it's like, I want to be with you, but I also would like to experiment with somebody else. That doesn't make you a bad person. That doesn't mean that I don't want to be with you. It just means that this is what I like. And are you open to it or not?
You don't want to be with me. It means you want to be with me.
Oh, I thought Chanel was she's
I think Chanel did speak, but she froze a little bit there. But no, I think there's truth to that. Being, but at the end of the day, like if somebody's cheating, it doesn't matter like it's how it affects the other person. Like it's all about what you think about your partner, and as you grow together, things change. But with cheating specifically, it really can. It also affects the way that you wanted to react to that. So a lot of people have this idea of what they would do. Once I find out that this person's cheating, this is how I'm going to handle it. And then when they find out that person's cheating, most of the time they have a whole different reaction that they didn't expect.
Right. And that's why I never, like, if people like, well, what would you do if your husband cheated? I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I like his ass. I don't know necessarily. I don't know. I'm not even gonna lie. I might be that bitch like, yep, I'm putting his ass out. And then as soon as I find out, I'll be like, where we going to eat at? Goddamn it.
That's
Like,
gonna be you. That's you. That's you.
I don't know. Like, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to lie and be like, I'm putting his ass out. I don't know. Like, and I don't think anybody know until it happens to them. You do have people that are automatic. Like, nope, that's it. They out. But I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I don't know. And I really think that for somebody to be up there and automatically be like, no, I'm done, I'm out. That's the deal breaker. I don't necessarily know that that's always the truth with people. I can't say that I really believe that.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and I'm not gonna say who told me, but a close person told me you have to put up something in a relationship.
Okay.
You want to be put up with being beat on, them not paying bills. There's a whole lot of things that you can go through. So she said, I would rather put up with this person cheating on me because at the end of the day, I know my bills is paid, this done, that done. They ain't never hit me, never disrespect me, blah, blah, blah. Hey, I never see the person anyway, and when he die, they ain't getting nothing. The house is mine, the cars is mine, the money is mine. You just a side bitch that's gonna be looking crazy when they drop dead because you're not gonna get nothing.
We gotta turn well into a gift.
This is not what I expected when I asked. Yeah.
Katrina says some people cheat because it's Wednesday. It's always a reason.
That's true. That's true. But being a realist, Shanika, like you just said, being a realist, thinking about people who who we're gonna be together forever. I don't know how long, Michelle, how long have you been married? People who have been married like 50 years plus. I mean, I'm thinking about my family, people who have been married. There's been a lot of couples who have been married a lot of times, but like we just went to a funeral and he got kids outside everywhere. So it ain't like, and the wife stayed. So is it realistic to think that you're not going to have to deal with infidelity at one point? When you have a commitment that you want to stay in the relationship, for the long term. That's not going to happen.
I mean, I just think that some people
is realistic. I think because I think that we need to also consider that infidelity occurs on different spectrums. You know what I'm saying? There's a mental aspect, there's an emotional aspect, there's a physical aspect. I mean, you have people that's in the workforce, they work with women, and women that work with a lot of men. And so I think that at some point, how each person defines infidelity is going to probably cross that line at one point during the marriage or relationship, for how that a particular person defines infidelity. But I think it would be easier for somebody to take the perspective of the young lady who made statements if they were really secure in themselves. People, for some reason, they take infidelity as a gut shot, and most of the time it really has nothing to do with you and just something on the behalf of that other person that they're feeling, So, I mean, you can try your best not to project whatever they're doing. I think it'd be easy to take that perspective. It would for me, being somebody who has confidence in themselves, and know that, okay, that's your issue, it has nothing to do with me. Let's work on you, not, oh my God, what am I not doing? Don't, if you can stay away from that type of mindset, I think it'd be easier to recover and probably stay in a relationship because you can help them fix it.
That makes sense.
And then just don't let her be no mud duck. That's me. Don't be down here.
I think that I grew up with can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Some if you can hear. Okay, great. I grew up with a single father. And great. There's a little delay on my end, I guess. But I grew up with a cheating father, so I always kind of understood that cheating is wrong because he snuck around, and each time he got caught, he then married the one he cheated on. And they seem to not have this expectation that he would do the same thing to them. He's on wife number 4,
wow.
and still has another woman on the side. I stay single because I don't want to cheat on anybody, and I'm not going to be held down by those commitments. So I'm community dick. you know,
Hey,
and I'm not, you know,
Gotta be
doing it is
honest.
wrong, so I don't
you're
do
a
it.
banner.
I think that if you're going to do it, um, then you should not be in a relationship if that's what you want to do. Being in a relationship to most means that you are going to be committed, that you're going to be respectful, that you're going to be um, just with that one person, be it, you know, and some people have these relationships where they have open relationships, and I say, why even bother? You know, if it's going to be open, what are you leaving your options open for? Because if you have a relationship, then you should have open be in that relationship. You know, learn some new tricks. Learn to hang from the chandelier and give head. I don't know, but
Yeah.
sometimes you can tear the wires out if it's not enough
Yeah,
space.
yeah, that sounds a
But
little dangerous. They have ropes for that.
Same thing with the shower
So okay, so
curtain bar.
let me ask a question
Um,
then to add to it. Do you think that okay?
And
So
I'm
maybe
not
you're
speaking
not
from
cheating, but you're
absolute
looking.
experience, you know.
You gotta
Yeah, delay.
So, but yeah, I just think that if you're going to cheat, learn how to do it well, because most people get caught because they're being sloppy, and that's what happens with pregnancies and STDs. You know, there seems to be this whole movement of raw sex nowadays where nobody wants to wrap it up, where there's something hot about, you know, doing it, you know, unprotected. I guess because people aren't dying from AIDS like they used to, that everyone's gotten comfortable. They believe that now HIV is a manageable disease,
Oh.
which is very true. But on the same respect, then I mean, who's to manage their lives around the disease? Look at people with diabetes; they got to inject themselves every day. So why take the
Okay,
extra?
RJ, we got
Why not take
Shanika
the
wanted
extra
to
precaution if you're
bring in
going
another
to
point.
be sneaky? Wrap it up. If
Wow. Okay. Okay. So let me just say what I'm going to say, and then
now
I'm
you
gonna read,
sound choppy. I didn't. Now what?
hold on, and then I'm going to read Felicia's comment. So I want to think. So just ponder on this, and then I'll read Felicia's point. So, do you
I can't hear you now.
think that a person, if they're not a cheater, but if they're watching porn, do you think watching porn is a form of cheating? Okay, so that's my question. And then Felicia says, let me share this. I cheated on my husband, and believe me, I had a husband that loved me enough to pray for me and get help. And this was in my younger days, and it affected my children. And I'm saying that's the type of husband that helped me pull through our problems. My husband is an older man, and I took him for granted. Believe me, he was upset. Yes, but he
put God first.
okay.
Yeah, put.
He put God first, and now I'm glued. This was my experience.
And I can see that, you know, somebody got to be grounded in the word of God and know adversity is going to come in your marriage, but you just ain't give up on the first get-go and take hell how it was and take off running. Because like I told Will, I ain't going no damn where. I make the other bitch miserable.
See, I'm not like, if you cheat, like I don't want to keep, I'm not one to want to keep talking about it. Like, okay, it's like if you cheat and I said I'm done, okay, that was that. I'm not, and I choose to stay. Like, we're not gonna keep having a conversation about it. Like, I don't want to keep talking about it. I'm not going to keep on bringing it up. But don't do no shit that's foul, because I'm gonna be like, you ain't tell that bitch that. Like, don't do no foul shit, because then I might just have to remind your ass that, you know.
I was gonna ask you that, Shanika. So would you be the one that keep stay in the relationship, but you know they you have to keep hearing about it year after year?
No, I don't believe in that, because if I'm gonna stay, I'm choosing to stay. So if I'm choosing to stay, I don't feel there's no need in doing that. Like, if I'm gonna be mad enough that every time I see your face, I'm gonna be like, okay, so where was you at today? Well, did you call? I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not. Either I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna stay, and we're not gonna talk about it. But best believe that, you know, and I'm not, you know, again, like I'm not gonna be like, oh, this is what I would do, because I don't know what I would do. I mean, I've been married for 25 years, and you know, it's a lot. I've always been guarded anyway. I've always been guarded, just because my dad was like he was my dad, but he still had some issues. It was just some issues with him and my mom. So I've always just been guarded, you know, and he always had a wall up. So I don't think that I ever really like even with my husband, I still think that there's parts of me that he hasn't really tapped into yet because I won't allow it. I just won't allow it because I don't ever, as bad as it sounds, even though I'm being married for 25 years, I don't necessarily know that I want anybody to get that attached to me.
Oh, wow.
Because I just feel like I'm an emotional mess. Like this from my father, just from my friend, just from upbringing. Like it's just a lot, and it does. And even though people, just like Felicia said, it affects your children. Yes, it affects people in different ways, and there's different stuff. Just seeing different things. Period. Just seeing different things. And
the cuss word limit.
So, it's just, you do have your guard up. You're very guarded by things. But I mean, I'm also a hopeless romantic. So I'm all things sex. I feel like you could be a good husband, you could be a good wife, you could be a good thing, but some things
okay.
you're good at. You may not be a good lover.
Oh, Chanel, what'd you say, Chanel?
Now that you're talking about sex, let's talk about sex, baby.
Well, actually, Shanika, this reminds me of something else. You were talking about, what happens afterward, right? Like someone cheats on you and you say you leave the relationship. So to me, what's the next step? I saw something on the internet a while ago about how this person, they blocked them on all social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, but somehow they just kept getting to them. Whether it was they created a new email account or they created a new social media account, whether they sent them money on PayPal. So my question is for everybody, how do you deal with somebody that you don't want in your life anymore? Do you try and block them? Do you just ignore them? What if they show up at your house?
I'm a Scorpio, so my thing is you could be sitting right beside me and you could be talking and I'd be like, do y'all hear somebody?
Yeah.
Like, what is that? Like because I'm nice nasty. Like I can be very nice nasty, especially if I'm like really done. Like if I'm done, like yeah, nah. I'm really like look, like I would act a plum D fool. Like just yeah, nah. And once I don't talk to you, like I can listen, and I think that's my thing. Like always, like I had a person who this what you're saying, they will reach out to me, and the first things they will come out of my mouth when I would be talking to them is like, I'm not your friend, right? And they would keep on talking, and I was like, but I'm not your friend, right? I mean, just as long as you know that when we hang up this phone, that I'm not your friend. I don't. I mean, I'll listen because whatever reason you felt the need to call me, but I'm not your friend. So, but if you want to keep setting yourself up for that, then
for me, I think I froze.
Yeah, I think you froze, but we heard you.
Okay, well, you okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I don't know if it's the Pisces. I really haven't went deep into astrology or whatever, but I really try hard not to hurt people's feelings. So I'm very communicative. I don't think that, I do cut contact. I don't respond, but why. You know what I'm saying? There, I do ignore at a certain point, but that is after the point has been made. So yes, once the point has been made, I'm goodbye. It's cold turkey. It's peace. Yeah. That's how I do it.
Do you cut ties with people? Will you're a Taurus? You're a Taurus.
I'm a Taurus. I have now. If I get really pissed off, you'll know it. But it takes me a while to get there. Now with this whole ex thing, my ex was with us this whole weekend. Well, he was in town this weekend. He stayed at our house last night, and this morning, what time? 4:00 this morning. We both drove him to Newport News to get on the train. He got in the car, hugged both of us, said he loves us. I'm perfectly fine. I don't have an ex that I don't speak to at all. When we broke up, it was for other reasons. I don't hate you. You don't hate me, hopefully. Everything's cool. Now, this one next to me,
I'm a Scorpio from hell. When I say I'm done, you can be a family member. You would need a damn glass of water, and I bet you would die before I hand you that glass of water. Last breath.
Horrible.
And
When I
it's
say
only,
I'm done,
it's only because of my mama that some of my family members I talk to. Because if it wasn't for my mama, if it was not for my mama, it's some people in my family I would not talk to. I mean, I hate to be that way, but there's some people in my family, and they probably up here. They done probably shared this video 1,000 times. And which one of us is she talking about? You know, but
So
You
why
know,
are
but
you with Nate then?
never had a problem with him. Far as my exes, once I'm done with you, you trash.
Mm.
And I don't go back in the trash can for nobody, whether you're a family member or not. Once I throw you in that trash can, you're dead. Don't call me for nothing. It ain't no rekilling and shit.
Oh.
You're over. And Shanika, you know how you say you want to deal with certain family members because of your mama? You can ask my grandma. It's down to personal people. I'm talking close kin. I don't fool with your ass. I can walk right past you at a funeral like I did.
And has.
Won't hug you, won't speak to you. Don't give two shits about you.
And won't.
Get in my car and head right on back down the road without speaking to any damn body.
And did.
And folks talk about me like a dog, call folks crying, but this is me. I live my life, not your life. Once you fuck up and I let you know you fuck, and I gave you ultimatum and you chose to do what you wanted to do, once I say I'm done and you follow through, I'm going to follow through with my word. You can go to your grave knowing that I would never in my life speak to you again.
I don't think that's good. I don't think it's healthy.
But
I
I'm
don't
like
think
that
it's right.
too. That's what I said too. But I do it like once the point has been made. You know, I try not to be real hurtful. But it's like, okay, this is not working. You know, no, I'm good. You know, and then after the point has been made, you know, I cut contact. So I don't need any extra dialogue. We don't need any extra conversations. You know, it's like after that.
Yeah. So y'all are over here speaking my life because both of my parents are Scorpio. So I'm like, yep.
Oh.
That's not right.
Wow.
But like for me, what if the situation is like something? So I have a funny story with that. When Amir and I were dating, I was on the train one time heading home, and at the time I was in law school, and this guy was just like, "Oh yeah, I'm trying to go into law school. You know, let me know what that's about. I would love to talk to you about testing or whatever." I was like, "All right, cool." And then he asked me for my number. I gave it to him, you know, on the tip to try to help him.
Mm.
And, you know, all of a sudden he was texting me and then tried to ask me about giving him a massage. I was like, okay, this is going to another place. And that I wasn't ready for. So I was like, you know what? I don't think Amir would appreciate this. I didn't even give an explanation. I was like, all right, we're going to block because you know what? You disrespected me because I just thought we were going to talk about that.
right.
Like you didn't let me know you were interested in me romantically. I understand that's somebody's game at times, but I'm like, no. And Amir was like, well, who is he? Like,
Oh yeah. I was like, what? You know, I mean, I was happy she told me, but I definitely was like, hold up. So he just supports you on the train and asked for your number. You were just like, yeah.
I was trying to listen. Good Samaritan. I was trying to help.
Yeah.
You know, want more black people, more black lawyers.
Oh yeah.
Like that's a good thing. But so my question for Chanel, like, because you said you try to be communicate that, but like, how about in a situation like that? Do you feel like you still need to communicate everything, or are you good with saying?
I do.
You do.
And it just happened to me recently. You know, I date a lot, so it's like nothing that, you know. Like, but anyway, yeah. When whatever happens, or you know, we get off, I would have said text back. Yeah. So this is not what I'm interested in. So best wishes, and I always end it with best wishes, meaning bye.
Deuces.
And then I won't entertain any more, you know, attempt to contact after that. But at least you have that final thing for me that says, we're not on the same page, or, you know, I don't date people that do this kind of stuff, so I'm pass. Then after that, whatever it is, I just try not to go to people because some people don't take that well. And you know, if they met you at work, they might show up at work. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah. I wonder though, because I'm on the cusp. I'm on the cusp of Pisces, and now I think about how the fact that I really feel like I need that closure. So just for me, I just feel like I need to say something like, "Yep, I'm not talking to you no more." But it's all good. I don't really care. You know, I mean, I'm still gonna move on. And the problem for me, I don't know if Aries are forgettable, but I forget people. I just forget what they were to me, who they were,
And I'll remind you.
yeah, why they were important to me. You know, like, so it's not even like, I mean, like, I'll cut people off, but I won't even really notice, like, not intentionally. I'll just be like, oh, yeah, oh, dang, like, who are you again? And I just remember this one guy coming up to me like, oh, what's up, Amir? Bobby is like, who was that? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know that guy. I don't know who he is or why he's talking to me. But so you know, we'll see.
I think you like too, Amir. I think we got that in common.
Mm-hmm.
Felicia says, how often does the chat go live? Felicia, actually, this is our last episode for this season. This is our very last one. So this is our season finale, and we will be back in July. So I think like the second week of July. So I'm so glad. I'm glad that you called it. Huh?
She can go, if she's new, she can go back and watch all the first, you know.
Yes. You can definitely go back on the chat and watch all of them from all of the episodes from season 3. But we will be back in July. But please like our page so that you'll get our notifications when we're coming back. But I wanted to say, I was going to make a comment to what Chanel said and about. This is what I was going to say, and even with Fabian, what Fabian said. I think that if people, again, which goes back to what I said, if people have the room to be more honest about what it is that they want, I think that things will be better. Like if he saw you and was like, listen, I think you're pretty. like I want you to give me a massage. Like I don't know why people just can't. And I'm a Scorpio, so I'm just like, what do you want? What do you want?
You know what? And I appreciate
all that. Like we can skip all the formalities. We can skip you trying to get to know me. You know, whatever the case. Like that has always been my process about stuff. Like, what do you want? And I can tell you all that. Like, okay, no, I'm married. I can't. No, I got. Like, no, I'm not into. Like, no. Like, if people were just more honest about what it is that they want, it will cut out a whole bunch of foolishness. Like it would just cut it out because you could get.
I agree with you 100%.
Because and then if people would, it's like, well, even with people who are dating, it's like if you just say, listen, I just want to have sex with you. Do you want to have sex with me? And it's like, yeah, okay, this is it, that's that, boom, boom, and everybody going their way. But we got to go through all of this, and that's what you really wanted. The 3 weeks of bullshitting, and you
now let me just stop you right there because I'm just gonna say context and location really matter. Because if she's on the train headed back from a long day at work and this guy walked up and was like, yo, you want me to massage you? That's a whole different conference at the gas station, Shanika.
Get to know you. Like,
that's why even with go ahead.
Right. But I still feel like, look, I think but if he would have came back like, you're very pretty. Like, don't shoot the shit with me with the whole, oh, I'm trying to get into law school. Can you tell me? And you know good and damn well that's not what it really was about. You saw this pretty black woman on the train and you like, oh, were you married at the time? Were you married?
No.
Well, she didn't have a ring on. So it's like, okay, so she's pretty, she on the train, a long day. Just like, listen, I don't have anybody. Do you have somebody? Are you dating? Are you with somebody? That would have just cut all of that out. Like it would have just cut it.
Man, you should hear the story about after she got the ring and the kind of people talking to her after that.
Well, I mean, but you know what's funny? Even with you saying that, like, okay, so I don't wear a wedding ring. But when I do have my wedding ring on, more men would be like trying to talk, and I'm like, I'm married.
It's very attractive.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
maybe I should wear me. Maybe I should put on me one.
Very attractive.
You should work. I used to wear an engagement ring at one of my jobs. So this girl used to hit on me. And you know my favorite word.
Yeah, don't say it. Don't just say all the other words. Don't say that.
No, I won't say it.
You can say it.
I say in my world, pussy is abomination.
She just said don't say it.
All right, is everyone okay? He's dropped it. He dropped the word.
She was trying to massage me, get on me, and grind me, and I had to turn HR.
On the job.
She's like,
Yeah, you went to HR.
she's like, I can turn you
You did
straight,
sexual
blah,
harassment
blah,
charge.
blah, all this stuff. And I'm like, you can't turn me straight because I don't want what you got. I said, so you must be out your mind. I said, I can take your man from you, but you can't take me from my man.
You didn't tell me that part.
Well, you know, I was gonna notice the
That's crazy.
but it was just too much.
It's hot.
Well,
Yeah.
there was something we were something was what was that you wanted to discuss? Something about insects or something.
Oh my.
Uh-oh.
About what?
I
Yeah.
misheard that.
Insects.
It was the topic.
Oh,
I was, in a whole bunch of Facebook groups. Let me see if I can find it. Because I think after I sent it, I might have deleted it.
Oh,
I got it.
Oh, it was the friends with benefits.
yeah.
That one? You talking about that one?
Yes.
Something about sitting on something.
Oh, I was just saying. So it's the conversation pretty much about. I think Shanika first season we talked about about men and women being just friends. Nothing sexual happened. And also, are you able to have sex without catching feelings? I think first season I said sex to me is pretty much that's nothing. My thing. My is money. If you can get my money, then I'm in love with your ass. But sex, you can get that, whenever I feel like giving it to you. I'm not. That's not emotional for me. But I know for a lot of women, sex, they give you their body and all this kind of stuff. That means that you guys are.
Okay, so this is okay, and I'm glad you said that. So I want to know, like, why is cheating? Why is sex so much associated with cheating? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is that the big thing? Why is sex the thing? It's like, oh, you had sex, you cheated. You cheated if you had sex with this person. But I just feel like sometimes you don't even have to have sex with a person to have some type of attachment to somebody.
And that's what I was saying when we were talking about cheating. Cheating, infidelity means different things to different people. It's mental, it's emotional. For a lot of women, you can be she feels cheated on if there is an emotional attachment to someone else that has never talked about.
I agree with Dorothy.
I suppose it is.
Well, okay, and so
I
okay,
definitely agree with Dorothy and Michelle there.
but is it is it a love thing or is it infatuation? I'm infatuated, or I love the sex, so I have feelings for you. Like where does that? Because I just feel like good sex will make you keep coming back, but that don't necessarily mean that I like you. Like you can go on and be with whoever you want to be with, but just like on Thursday or Friday, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like
so it's a strong infatuation, I think.
To me, it gotta be something more connected than just sex. Because you can just go have sex with anybody, and I'm not being funny. It can be good, and it don't mean you love that person. When we get together, I know we're gonna have a good time for about 2, 3, 4 hours. We're gonna do what we gotta do. You go about your business, and I see you again next week. It don't mean you have a good connection with them. You just like the time that you spend with them. But what's holding you there besides the sex?
Well, I think. But no, I think it's important. I think I'll say that it's not about if the sex is bad, will you still catch feelings? And I think that's important because I think if the sex is good, it could go either or.
right.
But I think no matter what, if that sex isn't good,
Nope. Feelings
sorry.
You
gotta have feelings first.
It's horrible. Because you don't want to come back.
Yeah, you don't want to come back.
Well, what if the sex is bad, but that person treats you well? Even in a marriage, even if you are in your marriage and you got married on the thought that it would get better, like you can help the person get better, and then you get married, but then it's still trash. But they treat you well. Do you stay and do you stay in the marriage and just
You're gonna cheat. You're gonna cheat.
Back to our other topic, full circle.
Boom.
What was that face?
That part. And if they don't keep it up, you don't cheat.
Because people need sexual gratification. You're gonna cheat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Is
think
porn cheating? That's what my question was. Is porn cheating?
No, porn is not cheating.
I don't
All
think
right,
porn is
well.
cheating, but
I'm learning a lot tonight.
I think you prefer the porn over your spouse or your mate.
I
Like,
would rather for you to do porn than go out there and catch a disease.
I can see that. I think there's levels to it because at the end of the day, porn can be considered an addiction. And
Yeah.
some people have come out and been like, I was addicted. Like, I couldn't go any time without watching porn. And at that point, there's no way you could possibly be satisfying your partner. I mean, I don't think
what I was
it's
saying.
cheating.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Are
I don't think
toys okay in the bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay,
if both parties agree, absolutely.
Yeah, I guess both parties definitely got to agree to something.
The bed is undefiled.
The bed is undefiled. That's one scripture I know.
Ah,
And do. Yeah.
you quote that scripture all the time.
For some
Oh my
people, yeah.
gosh. Okay.
Yeah, he quote that all the time.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Okay. So Justin has a topic, right?
Okay.
And Donnie McClurkin. Go ahead.
Okay. Donnie McClurkin says he is likely to be alone forever due to his sexuality. Gospel singer Donnie McClurkin is opening up yet again about his sexuality, revealing in a recent episode of TV One Uncensored that he may end up alone for the rest of his life. McClurkin, 61, has previously opened up years ago about his past struggles with homosexuality, which is called a perversion, and claimed that he was able to suppress his sexual orientation, citing his and many Christian churches' stance on homosexual as a sin. He admitted that he still have urges to be with a man, but choose not to. Comparing homosexuality to diabetes, he say, "I do not eat sugar, but it does not mean that I do not want it. I do not know really what a woman wants," McClurkin said on Uncensored. "I messed up more than I had good. My past relationships were a spark of everything, men and women." So my question is, could you be in a relationship or marry somebody who was once in a same-sex relationship?
Oh, y'all thinking?
No, I mean, I'm just saying, I know people like, if I start, I was given the chance to other people to speak for sure, but I could definitely say, there is a gender kind of bias there per se, just because of society, because I think a lot of guys out here will praise like, yeah, my girls and the girls, you know what I mean? But can you imagine like Meg Thee Stallion making that as a rap? My guys and the guys, ha ha ha! Like it'll be like, wait a second, right? So I think that's important to kind of start with.
That's true. That's so true.
Well, all I can say is this. I believe that as he gets older, that he is more likely to find a companion. Because
Who, Donnie?
yeah.
Well,
And
this
then-
is-
Companion, baby. Don't be fooled by that.
no, but I mean one that he's comfortable enough to be out with. Whether
His
it's
problem
woman
is the
or man.
church.
And whether it's woman or man. And the reason why I say that is because as he's 61, right? You say 61?
Yeah, 61.
Okay, so I mean, at some point, people as they get older, maybe even in the 70s, a lot of people are asexual,
Mm.
and it is about just companionship. So maybe as time progresses and he gets into that phase of his aging process, that he'll be more comfortable just sharing life with somebody. Sexuality won't be an issue.
Oh, that's good.
But he still want a family, so he can't have a
I heard he
If
had.
you have a family, it'll be blended like the Brady Bunch. They come with their people, he got his people, and you have two Asian people that have committed to companionship. Because at a point, sexuality is not an issue for either party, especially getting up in age.
So is he bisexual or is he gay or what is he?
He's suppressing his homosexual side, and then he was with this girl, this other gospel singer, but evidently he said he can't. What did he say? He can't do what?
He can't. He doesn't know how to
I
please.
really don't know what a woman wants.
Right.
He
Well,
wants
first of all-
to want a woman, and he's conflicted because the church has
That's the problem.
basically
It's the church.
Right. Because I
It's all
think
about
if
he's wrapped up in the church.
because
Yeah,
if it was bisexuality, then I don't think he'd have that problem. You know, he could talk about what he likes about women and what he likes about men, and he might even say he has a preference for men over women. But the way he's talking about it, I think he's just suppressing homosexuality.
He's a gay man, and he
Mhm.
has suppressed it because of his position with the church.
Yeah.
And I just feel like he's closer to the point where sexuality isn't going to be an issue anymore, and he could just have companionship.
Yeah, he's just trying to place the church, and you know how the church is. You got to be with a woman, keep your homosexual in the background if you're going to do it at home, marry a woman in public, and screw your man at home.
And I mean, honestly, just this issue proves our last talking point, right? Like that people can be out here having a whole relationship without any sex at all because of their being pleased otherwise. And if it's religion, it seems like then the woman has that husband. Oh, that's my husband. I'm being taken care of as God saw fit, even if we're not having sex. You know, I think some people really, you know, women look for that companionship. But yeah, to answer the question, I've met plenty of women who say what Michelle said about how they can't compete with the other sex that they have an attraction to. You know, if that is a concern for anybody, I'm pretty sure that's not a problem because that's the same problem anyone has in a in a heterosexual relationship as well. You could say, well, I can't compete with all the other women, right? But somehow you got the one man. I mean, if he's not cheating.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
But I mean, in a minute, his ain't gonna work no more. If he stay in his age group, hers gonna be dry, and they can always be happy. I mean, I'm just saying. And in a minute, it's not gonna be an issue. So it's just gonna be companionship.
Where do you to each his own, and you know, however you do, whether you with the woman or whether a man, whatever that your choice. But I just feel like, you know, like Jan said, we all deserve to love, we all deserve to be happy. And I think like where's that fine line between like I want to be with somebody and I'm becoming depressed because I'm trying to please, you know, I'm trying to be this person for the church, but in the inside I'm broken. Because I think, you know, and then where do you draw that line of being a broken person, but I'm out here singing for the Lord and I'm singing, you know, I'm praising up on people and I'm praying for people but I'm still a broken person. Like, you know, do you want a broken person praying for you, or do you want a person who's whole, sometimes no matter what their status is? Because I still feel like it's the person. If you have an anointing up on you, whatever you doing or whatever you got going on, that's still between you and God. So, you know, like I feel like if you're broken, your spirit is broken. And so how can you pray for me if you're broken, if your spirit is broken, because you can't be happy, you know, because you have suppressed all this for so long. Like I just feel like, to me that's just a little depressing that you feel like you have to suppress what you feel, and that, you know,
It is depressing, and that's why a lot of women end up committing suicide and things like that, because they're not able to live their truth. And the church has, you know, brainwashed people to think that if they are not heterosexual, then there's something wrong with them, or they're possessed, or it's the demon. You know, we got to beat it out of them. And I don't think. I just think that no matter who you are, what situation you're going through, if the church puts you in a mental mind, emotional mindset of not really helping you, need to separate yourself for a little bit and get your mind. Because I just feel like everybody has you should be able to choose, you know, be happy.
It's also family.
Definitely.
It's also family. I think the family also, also has a big play on it because, oftentimes, like I've had people ask me if my daughter was gay because she has, some good friends, and they ask like, if your daughter was gay, like how would you feel? I'm like, I always feel no type of way. Like I'm not going to push my daughter away if she's gay. Like that's one thing I would never do. Like I'm not going to do that, and I don't appreciate and I don't like when people do that to their children because it's hurtful and they feel like they have nowhere to go and they have nobody to turn to, and then they end up getting into things because they don't have nobody to talk to. And I feel like, like when I'm talking, and I don't know whether people think that because if their child is gay, like all they talking about is gay stuff. It's like they're not always. That's not the conversation that I have with my daughter's friends who don't talk to their family members. Like we're not talking about gay stuff. We're talking about life. We're talking about, okay, like what are your grades like? Like what is your plans after college? What kind of job are you going to get? Like I don't know what the concept that these people have. Like, oh, because you're gay, so everything that you think talk about drink is gay. Like I just think it's silly and it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just weird anyway. Because if you really break it down, what don't they want to see, right? I mean, if it's not people having sex, right, which most people don't want to see people having sex, like just in front of them. What is it that you don't want to see when someone, it was trendy back in the day to say, I'm okay with people being gay, but I just don't like when they flaunt it. And I'm all like,
oh, yes. Oh, my God.
What does that even mean? Like, so you don't like people being themselves? Like, so what? So you want to, yeah, it's just weird. But even then, right? Like if you ask them exactly what it is that they don't want to see, then there's no answer, right? Because they would have to tell on themselves technically.
And then it's an assumption because I still, even with my daughter being 22, like I still hold her hand. People don't know. I mean, obviously she looks just like me, but so if you don't know that she's my kid, like, but people still, like I still hold her hand. Like I still hold her hand, and then we get like, people do look at us, but I'm just like, I don't give a damn. Say something. And even, I walk through the store with some of my close friends and we're arm in arm, but what does that mean? It's nothing. Like people are just comfortable with people like that. You and your best friend, me and Jan, like we walk through and I'm arm in arm with her because we've been friends since we've been middle school. Like, and I don't care. I don't care what people think. I don't care. Like she's my friend. I don't care if I kiss her on the job. I don't care what people, I don't care. Like people are going to assume anyway. People are going to assume, even if you're hanging around with somebody who's gay and you're not gay, you automatically by default are gay. Like, so it doesn't matter. People project their stuff onto you no matter what. It doesn't even matter. So it don't even matter.
Yeah. Sad world.
Thank y'all for a wonderful season. Season 3 was lit. Thank y'all. Thank you, Amir and Chanel, for joining the family. You guys did not disappoint, like Shanika and I both knew you would not. We want to thank you for everything that you contributed, for being committed to the process, for doing your work, getting it in on time. But all in all, it was wonderful. I can't wait to see what July looks like. Thank you to all of our weekly listeners and viewers for following us along. We tried to do on time. Sometimes we're a little late, but thank you for waiting for us. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
No problem.
It's been amazing. Thank you so much. Shanika, Will, y'all great. Amir, great meeting you. You're a beautiful daughter.
Yeah.
Thank you. And it was wonderful meeting you all, honestly, and Chanel as well.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, that will do it for us. We have enjoyed season 3. Make sure you continue to go over. If you have not looked at all of our videos from season 3, make sure you go over to the chat and check them out. Continue to share with your friends, continue to like, because we will definitely be back for season 4. And Chanel and Amir will be joining us for season 4. So please make sure you just keep your notifications on and get our notifications when we're coming back in July. So for about 2.5 months, we will be on a break, and we will definitely come back with a great positive vibe to give to you all and continue
It's gonna be real raw next season. I'm telling you.
Huh?
Oh yeah.
You thought
And
these
summertime?
shows was it? We're comfortable in our skin now. We're in our positions in our role. Oh, it's gonna be lit next season.
Yes, yes. And make sure, I do want to say this. I also want to put this out there. Make sure if there's things that you want us to talk about, make sure you send us a message. It's why did I just go blank? The chat cw@gmail.com. The chat cw@gmail.com. So if there's things that you want to see from us, you want to hear from us, that you want us to talk about, make sure you send us that in the email. And once we start debriefing and then doing our brief for next season, we'll definitely try to fit those topics in there. So thank you again, Fabian, for being on with us and sharing with us.
Yes, and the beautiful baby.
Sweetie, yes.
Chanel, enjoy your vacation.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Have a ball. Justin, thank you for coming on and talking with us and giving us your input. Will, thank you for being my co-host. I really love you. I really enjoy you. And thank you all of our guests again for being here, for keeping us going, for giving us positive vibes, for following us, for sharing, for liking, all of that. We could not be here without you all. So thank you so much. Please go check us out on YouTube, check us out on Instagram, like all of our pages. So until July, y'all have a great summer and we will see you all back in July. All right.
Have a good night.